This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so very good morning, everybody. And let me introduce about myself. This is Vamshi, and I'm the trainer. Now, to begin with, being for the very first session today, we'll start up with a very basic understanding to begin with how this training program is being organized as first point, and how this training program helps you to groom up to every interview expectation level or every client expectation level to meet every job role expectation level kind of, and how this training program is organized to meet every expectation you'll be understanding very clearly. And we'll also have a very basic introduction, what is SAP first of all, and what is the market position of SAP, how this will be helpful for you to groom up your career. So this all we're going to discuss in today's session. So let me take you all to the whiteboard first. Okay. Now here, you all are here to learn the module SAP SD. Yes, I do teach the SAP SD module. And here, the process of this entire program is the complete justification doing to the module SD. So let's see how this works now. Now, the module SD speaks about sales and distribution. Okay. Now, I say this training program is being designed like a project. That's the main focus. Because the module SD is purely a functional module. When you speak about a functional module, it is all about how the sales flow in a company. When you see how the sales flow in a company, when you understand how the sales flow in a company, you can easily customize the module SD in the SAP. So customizing only SD, learning only SD will not give you the complete understanding of one full end-to-end understanding of SAP. If I say implementation, there is a project cycle. So what I made here, I'm going to teach all the areas of SD. Yes, it is 100%. But apart from this, a trainee should also have a good understanding of some areas of finance module, some areas of production planning modules, some areas of materials management modules, some various of warehouse management modules. So these all are the other modules in SAP which play a key integration role with SD. So SD with FI. What is the concept of SD with FI? For example, when the sale is happening, if the finance system is not connected, what is the price? How you will come to know? After the sale is been done, when you raise a bill, where the payment should go and hit, how you'll come to know. So to understand this relationship between SD and finance, you need to understand the finance integration. So here what I'm doing, I'll be covering some part of GL configuration. GL means general ledger in terms of AR, in terms of AP, account receivables and account payables, and integration with production planning. That is all about plant functionality. How the plant integration works with SD. Reason, when the sale is happening, which plant is sourcing the stock? అంటే ఏ ప్లాంట్ నుంచి మనకి స్టాక్ వస్తుంది అన్నది ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ మనం సేల్ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ చేయకపోతే your sale cannot be executed. मतलब कौन सा प्लांट से स्टॉक जो है सिस्टम रिकॉग्नाइज करेगा, अगर वो ऑथराइजेशन हम सिस्टम पे नहीं दिए तो सेल्स ऑर्डर एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा. लैंग्वेज इज नॉट अ बैरियर. I can speak a good Hindi, good Telugu, and good English. So every trainee is the focus over here. It is just an introduction now. During the regular classes, when I am coming up with some key topic or key area, I'll explain in all the three languages so that you can get a good command on it. And anytime if you couldn't understand, don't worry. The session is getting recorded. After the class, every day the recording file will be shared to you. And you can re-go through the session a couple of times and get clarity. And then, even still you couldn't, then I'm there to help you out. So no need to worry at all. Just keep focusing and see what is being explained and how I'm being explained. Done. Fine. Now also materials management. Why materials management will come in picture? Inventory. In all about procurement. In all about ATP, availability status. When you are selling a product through SD module, through sales system, through sales order, what is the inventory available? That means stock available. If system is not reading the stock, how we will come to know how I can accept an order? So for this justification, I cover the inventory and procurement understanding, that is areas of these of material management level along with SD. And here warehouse integration, which speaks about, say for example, now everybody understand Amazon. That's the reason commonly I take this example. Amazon is all about your online shopping, e-commerce. So when you log into Amazon to buy something, the moment when you log into the Amazon portal, you select the product. The moment you select the product, it will be asking for your postal code. Once you give the postal code, it shows who are the nearby sellers to you, and it shows when can be product reachable to you. It also shows how much stock is available. And once you confirm your order, it shows the leftover stock for the next order, and it allots the ordered stock to be delivered for your name. So how these all coming, this all should happen automatically. That is the latest update. So you understand how WM works over here in terms of integration to recognize the stock, to bull the stock, to release the stock. So that is the latest update. Now today everything is automated required now. Okay, so you need to understand how the warehouse integration works with SD, and you will be understanding how the stock recognizing happens automatically, and you will be understanding how the stock deductions also happens automatically. So that is the impact of these modules to be configured along with SD module. See what happened during the live project. During the live project, you work only on SD, no doubt on it. Not only complete SD, the module will be divided into parts, because every module we have 2 to 4 consultants of every module in the project, depending upon the project size. So you will be not involved in the complete module customizing also. Some part of the module, which part is that we don't know. That's the reason you learn all. That's the first point. And the second point, for all these modules, you'll be having the respective other consultants. FI consultant will do FI areas, production consultant do production areas, inventory consultant do inventory areas, warehouse consultant do warehouse areas. So everybody do their module related areas. But here you are moving independently in this training room. I am teaching independently in this training room. So if I teach only SD module, when something come from finance, it works like this. When something come from production like this, I need to tell in this way. So in order to cover these all barriers, I do cover these module relevant areas also up to certain extent, so that you will understand the complete end-to-end cycle in this program. With this clarity, after the completing of the course, when you are starting applying for a job, when you put on some experience, because everywhere, wherever you go, experience is required. So you put on 3+ years of experience or 4+ years of experience, saying that already you're working in SAP SD as a consultant. Then the interviewer will not start asking you what is your name, what is your contact number, what is your hobbies, what is your academy. No, he start asking you what is the client you worked. I mean, to which client you served, kind of. What is the project you worked? What was the project roles? How you configured? How you executed? During this whole process, how you analyzed the client requirement. So this is all something called real time. So what I'm doing here, whenever I start a batch, I take an example of a company where SAP is already implemented. For example, for my one of the running batch, I'm taking Zara. It's a textile based company. For the batch, I'm turning with Cipla. It's a pharma based company. For the batch, I'm turning with Hyundai. It's automobile based company. So like this, I'm going to take one of the popular project where SAP is implemented, and we are going to customize that company's hierarchy into SAP system lively right from the day one. So for your batch, I will take an example of O2. Like how we have Vodafone or Geo, like that O2 is one of the popular network based company back in Europe, which is SAP implemented. Okay, they are into mobiles and communications, networks and communications, I can say. Like this, I'm going to take some company and we going to understand the client like this O2, for example. We going to understand what is the project requirement and how the project rolls, how the customizing and how the execution. So everything we're going to configure lively. That is, for example, when in a project, when a fresh server is been installed and we consultants are involved in customizing right from the scratch level to see one full end-to-end cycle of implementation of project, how it happens, you're going to see the same experience in this program. With this, a trainee is groomed how to customize an application right from the basic, and you're going to see your customized environment as an output. See, SD is all about what? O to C, order to cash. I'm raising an order from SD. It is pulling up the price from finance, stock, I will recognizing that is from which plant, stock availability and stock pickup, and you can conclude the sales call. We're going to see this lively in the system now. What I'm being written on the board, fine. It looks very impressive, but practically do this happen? This doubt will be there for everybody. So what I do now, I just log into the SAP screen and I'll show you one transaction using my one of the happened batch structure, which I'm done for MRF for them. So I'm going to execute a sales order for MRF as a company. It is all completed customizing when I was teaching the batch, so that you understand whatever is been written on the board, if it is all configured in SAP system, customized in SAP system, how it executes. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక కంపెనీలో ఎస్ఏపి ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆ కంపెనీ ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఎస్ఏపి సిస్టంలో లాగిన్ అయ్యి వాళ్ళ డే టు డే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ చేస్తే ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది అన్నది చూస్తారు ఇప్పుడు. దట్ మీన్స్ एक कंपनी में एसएपी इंप्लीमेंट होने के बाद वो कंपनी का एम्प्लॉयज लॉग इन करके उनका डे टू डे ट्रांजैक्शंस कैसे करेगा, you will be seeing that. So here, please watch me carefully. Now, this is the screen of SAP. I'm just logging here to show you one transaction cycle. We'll have a detailed understanding as we go. How to log in also we'll understand detailing. So here, just a minute. Okay. So here I say VA01. Now please, everybody focus on the values what I'm selecting. Okay. I'm not using any values which comes in SAP default database as SAP standards. Focus is I'll be taking my customer. See, for a batch I'm running with HLL. For a batch I'm done with MRF. For a batch I'm doing with Hyundai. For a batch I'm done with Toshiba, Seat. Okay, like this we'll take a company lively and we configure everything. See, what you do in a project, you join a company, for example, you join a company IBM. So IBM got a project to implement SAP into MRF. Think, you as a consultant along with your team, you customize the SAP system for the MRF company. Think that you've done that. Now the MRF employee is using how to execute. So I take the order type, for example, MRF3, and the sales location MRFS. And here, every time when I click on the drop down, it shows my made values. See, MRF, I made an online store and offline store. I said it's the offline store. The transaction is happening at offline store. For what? For a product line of, I made, for example, MRF racer standard. That's the product line division. So I'm selected my made order type. The sale is happening at a geographical location at an outlet for a product line that is racer. When I enter, it should take me to the order screen where I give my customer identity. I click on the drop down over here. I say MRF as search term. It gives my customer Mr. Banu. And I click on the drop down over here. I made a product that is MRF RE650TB. That's the product code. And I say order quantity as 1. When I just say enter, the rest all information should come in automatically. So when you are customized every activities, it responds, it reflects everything automatically. So yeah, now 6,300 INR is the cost of the product. I given sold to, that is customer ID, customer shipping address is recognized automatically. Today is what, 21st. It is giving you the date of delivery on 28th automatically. And if you see here from which plant it is recognized. If I click on procurement, see, I'm creating a sales order from SD point of view, right? So when I say I'm creating a sales order from SD point of view here, if I click on procurement, it shows on 28th the material is available here. That is inventory point of view. And if you see here, the plant MRFP is recognized. If I go to shipping point, on 28th the material is available, 28th the loading is happening, and 28th the delivery is scheduled from the plant of MRF, from the shipping point of MRF. And if I come over here, Just now it was showing something missing down. What is that? Discount. I've been given a discount, but the timeline got expired. So I go to pricing here. See, my made condition 4,550 is the cost of the tire, and the delivery and handling charges I have given as 500 weight wise. So based upon the weight, it is calculating and it is coming to this amount. And discount, see, mandatory condition MRFD is missing because I made discount as mandatory, but the discount timeline got expired, so it is asking me to enter manually. I said 10. When I said 10, what is this 10? See, 4,555. 10 is recognizing as percentage because when I configured this condition, I made to be recognized as percentage. So amount base price less 10%, so it is coming to 455 down, that is deducted, and added 500, that is weight wise point of it is coming to 1,750, and this is the sum amount to be payable. If you come to the main screen, you can see you get the amount of. So like this, when you learn everything, customizing your module, that is SD in core, that is your sales platform, you are customized everything, and you're integrated with finance, you're integrated with you're integrated with production, you're integrated with warehouse management. So you get to see those inputs also extracted here automatically. So that gives you an exposure of one full end-to-end cycle of customizing and execution. And this is the strongest point, which is giving my trainee enough breathe time to speak about every interviewer's expectation. And the best feedback what I get, that we don't find much of the different in the training room over here and at the workplace. Reason, I am playing a consultant role for you. I'm playing a trainer role for you. I'm playing a client role for you. I'm playing an end user role for you. How the client will be asking you understanding. How a consultant will be analyzing the client requirement, your understanding here. How an end user executes your understanding. Because as a trainer, I'm playing all the roles for you. With this understanding and clarity, tomorrow when you join a job, you can understand the client what is asking. You can analyze the client what is asking. You can customize it like a consultant. You can execute it like an end user even. And when the end user is executing, if any issues comes up, you'll be in troubleshooting because I'm going to teach how to troubleshoot also. Because tomorrow when you join a job, it may be part of implementation project or it may be part of support project. Implementation ante making everything right from the scratch level. That is, a fresh company a fresh company got to be implemented SAP and you are invited. So you start everything right from the scratch. That's what you're seeing here. Support means already implementation has been done. And when they are working, they get some issues. A consultant need to sort out those issues. So if I give you a very layman example, you learn how to make the car, you learn how to drive the car, you learn how to repair the car. Simple. Think about an automobile engineer. An automobile engineer is recruited in a company and he's been given training for 6 months. He's been sent to production unit. So he's been given new parts. He start making the car. After 1 or 2 years, he'll be sent to a service station. Then he start repairing the cars. So if you get an opportunity in implementation, you start making everything like a production guy. If you get an opportunity in support project, you start working on the issues like a repairs. So if you know how to make the things, you can make a new or you can work on the issues. So that's the focus in this training room. Fine. So what is the goal of the training program? You understood how this training program gives you an every understanding about every expectation. You understood how this is designed like a project. You understood how other modules works along with SD. You have a I mean, I give you a good understanding. Now let us come to very basics of SAP. Some among you may not be knowing what is SAP at all. Some of your friend or your relative or your brother with some undue influence, let me learn SAP. With that intention, you may came to this room. So let us have very basic introduction. What is SAP now? Where it stand in the market, and how this will be helpful for you to grow up your career, and how secure it is. So let me just a minute. Now here, SAP is a product of ERP. Now what is ERP now? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So when I say Enterprise Resource Planning, see today this is an ERP era. When I say ERP era, every company is using an ERP product to maintain the database. So there are so many products of ERP available in the market. Almost a three-figure ERP products are there. Some of them even we may not heard about. Even I may not heard about also. So among the ERP products available in the market, the top is the SAP. Top product is SAP, I can say. Okay. So the main motive of ERP product is to give the ready-made business solution. It's like plug and play. You buy an ERP product according to your budget or according to your preferences, and you start customizing it according to your usage, and you start working on it. So that's the motive of ERP. Now I said there are so many popular products like Microsoft got an ERP product like Microsoft Dynamics. Oracle itself is an ERP. PeopleSoft, JD Edwards. Likewise, SAP is one of the ERP which play a leading role in the entire ERP market. Simple example, Microsoft is a very big company, everybody understand it. They do have a product called Microsoft Dynamics, but Microsoft as a company runs on an SAP. So the competitor is using an SAP product. There itself we can understand where SAP stand in the market. A simple example, think about Maruti Udyog in India. The owner of Maruti Udyog, is he traveling by Maruti car? No, right? He travels not less than in a Jaguar. Why? For his business, he's coming up with a Maruti Suzuki product. But for his social status, for his comforts, for his luxury, for his preferences, Jaguar got all comforts or all of them. So he's owning and passing through that. Likewise, Microsoft Dynamics got its own features and it has its own market, but Microsoft has an expectation which is not there in their product, which is there in SAP. Simple. So there itself we can understand where the product of SAP in the market. So globally, if I take, this is the market share of SAP. Almost 60 to 80% of the global market share is captured by SAP. That means you go to any top 10 companies of any domain, maybe automobile, maybe consumer durable, maybe FMCG, 6 to 8 are SAP implemented. So when you see this vast occupancy, there itself we can understand what is the market position of the product. I can say you can plan up your retirement in SAP because there is no other vertical who competes. There are other products, but not in competition. Okay, so that's where the product SAP stands, and that's where you can plan up your career securely. Stands for systems application product, which is purely meant for maintaining the database of a company. So any company is going for SAP implementation, it is all for database maintenance, but not for any other purpose. So that's the point of clarity. And just give me 1 minute, please. And I see attendee 14 and just attendee, please do change your name so that I understand who is in kind of. I repeat, attendee 14, please change your name. And I see one more as attendee, please change your name. Click on go to meeting on the top and edit your name. There you can change your name, please. Thank you. So sorry for interruption. So that's all about for SAP, which stands for Systems Application Product, which is purely meant for maintaining the database of a company. Fine. Now, it has been started by 5 key IBM engineers with a company called SAP AG. SAP is a German-based product. Initially, they started with R1 architecture, SAP R by 1. Today, we are working on R3, three-tier architecture. So when I say a three-tier architecture, it is all about the okay, let me take you to the structure. It gives more understanding. Okay, here you can see this is a three-tier architecture. What is a landscape have been made for your understanding. Now this is the main database server, that is the master copy of the SAP software, and these are the application servers which are made as 3 for your understanding, but it is not must it should be 3 only, it can be still many also. This is for development purpose, this for testing purpose, this for production purpose. As an example, that is an ABAPer logs in to this layer for his development purpose. A tester logs into this layer for his testing purpose. We, the what do you say, functional consultant, work in the production side over here to customize. So every layer is all about the image of the main server. Simple example, think about your laptop. Your laptop got C drive, D drive, E drive. What all the activities you do in every drive is for individual purpose. Fine. But finally, the OS is the only which is supporting all these drives. The same concept here. One more example I can give you. Think about your laptop again. Your laptop got user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. You log in with your username. When you log in with your username and do some activities, when your other friend logs in with his username, he cannot see what is the activities what you're doing. But finally, the OS is only one which is supporting all these users in the performance. So these application servers we come across with independence for individual activities without interrupting other activities. So when development activity is going on, the tester can log into the testing layer and he can work on testing process. And the functional consultant log into the production system to customize. It's like multiple entries to a one database server without disturbing others. Still, you'll understand much more in detail. And these are the end user systems. That is, the employees of the company will log in over here to do their day-to-day transactions from different places. And finally, all the transactions what all done will be dumped in the DBMS, like your data bank. So this is the architecture of SAP. This is always one. This can be as many, this can be as many, depending upon the project size. Still, you'll understand much more in detail about the three-tier architecture. Way back, this is introduced way back in 90s. Way back in 80s, it was two-tier. This both layer was one, and end user system was different. When it was R1, all these layers was one only. So the moment when R3 came into picture, it has become more flexible and more user friendly in accessing and in working. So that is the beauty of R3 architecture. I say anything is online, three-tier. I say think about an internet connection at your home. Okay, for example, the server of, I'll take example of Geo, the server of Geo. From the server of Geo, the connectivity is coming to the local hub near to your residence or near to your colony. From hub to your residence. If at this hub the connectivity is disconnected, you will not get internet. The server is disconnected, you will not get the internet. So server to hub, hub to your residence. Three-tier architecture. Think about a call center. For example, your laptop Dell having some issue. You call the helpline. It directly goes and hit the server. And from the server, the call will be moved to the location, the country where you are in, say India. And here somebody is addressing you. He asks you, sir, you're calling from which state and which city, what's your postal code? Then the service guy will come and address you. So server to hub, hub to your location, three-tier architecture. Anything which is online, I said three-tier architecture. So you'll be understanding still in much more detail about this. And they are the key people who are known as the founders of SAP. Done. Now you all understood how this training program is designed. You all understood how this training program is designed like a project. You all understood how I'll be helpful to groom up every expectation and teaching you about the module and other module integrations. And I gave you a very basic introduction how about SAP, what is kind of. Now the next point is all about, I'm saying this training program goes like a project. What are the phases in a project? We'll have an understanding on this at a higher level now. A development stage, testing stage, then the product of SAP will be ready. What you do in development stage, what you do in testing stage, what you do at the final product when ready stage. See here. Project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and then go live and support. Project preparation, what you do as an SAP consultant. See here, for example, now think about IBM. Think about O2 or Dell. I'll take any one of this company based upon in the system, whichever is, or any other company will take. Think about we're taking Dell for our training program. So before I speak about training program, in a project think, IBM got a project to implement SAP into Dell. This is the concept now. A consultant team will be allotted. So on behalf of IBM, a consultant team should address Dell, understand the project, what are the modules I'm going to implement, how to go with, and what is the team size of the consultants, and who will be doing what, role clarity. That is the kind of project preparation. What is the system landscape we need? So project preparation is all about setting up every requirement in terms of manpower, in terms of environment, in terms of role clarity. A business blueprint consists of all the infrastructure inputs of the Dell company. When I speak about sales, how many dealers are there, how many distributors are there, what are the products are there, what is their pricing, what is their availability, how many production units are there, how many sales employees are there, how they are reachable to the market, how their order management system is, that is sales system, how the transportation, how the billing cycle. I need to understand of all of these companies requirement infrastructure related, document it, and that is base for me to come to a realization. On behalf of IBM, being a consultant, I interacted with Dell and I understood their infrastructure and I documented it. SD guy customize SD areas, FI guy customize FI areas, MM guy customize MM areas, WM guy customize WM areas. And finally, you run a test. Just now, I shown you log into the SAP screen, creating an order for MRF. So it's like tests I shown you. I'm raising an order. It was showing the price of finance. It was showing the availability of inventory. It was showing the date of delivery of warehouse. It was giving you the date of delivery, pricing, and everything was executing there automatically. So you test when you raise an order. Is it showing stock of inventory? Yes. Is it showing price? Yes. Is it showing availability? Yes. Is it giving date of delivery? Yes. So when everything is tested, finally we train the employees of Dell how to use it on behalf of IBM. And the product of SAP is handed over to Dell company. And on behalf of IBM, we'll be sitting on a support system, support desk to troubleshoot when they have any issues. Fine. Some of you may not be understood about this all. What is this project preparation? What is this business blueprint? ఈ టర్మ్స్ అని కొత్తగా ఉన్నాయి ఏంది అని ఒక డౌట్ వచ్చి ఉండొచ్చు. ఈ टर्म्स पूरा नया है क्या हो सकता है बोल के एक डाउट आया होगा. Let me put it in a very simple way. Think about you want to construct a building now. You invite a builder and it's you. The builder visits you, understand your requirement, that is project preparation. Based upon your requirement, he come up with a building plan. Building plan. That is your business blueprint. And you approve the building plan by doing some needful changes. That is realization. Then builder introduces his electrical guy, sanitary guy, architect, interior designer, all will be given this blueprint. By following this blueprint, they start constructing the building. That's about the make, and that's about the finally. And the building will be handed out to you. That is the product of SAP ready. And builder will support you when you have any issues. Some features are not working, some sanitary problem, anything, they'll support getting it repaired. Same thing we're doing in SAP. You as a consultant understanding the project. You as a consultant gathering the infrastructure details of the client. You as a consultant getting the client approval. You as the consultant customizing and testing. You as a consultant training the end users of the company. And you as a consultant handovering the product of SAP to the client. And you as a consultant supporting the issues if they have any. So everything you're getting the detailed clarity about the flow. Okay, so that's about the understanding about how this works in terms of a very basic introduction we understood at a higher level as a hierarchy. With this clarity, when I take you all to the SAP screen and start doing something, you'll understand, okay, this is what a project flow we are doing. So everything will be detailedly justified. Being for the very first day, you understood the flow of how this program is organized. And when we meet in tomorrow's session, tomorrow I'm going to start the second level introduction to the sales domain, how the sales flow in a company. See, some of you maybe know the sales domain, some of you may not be known the sales domain. Some of you may be working in the sales domain as a sales manager or sales executive. So you know how the sales operations happen. Some of you may be fresher. Some among you may be coming from other domain to this domain. సో ఒక కంపెనీలో సేల్స్ అనేది ఎట్లా ఫ్లో అవుతుందో ఒక ఐడియా ఉంటే ఎస్డి మోడల్లో నా అప్లికేషన్స్ ఏవైతే మీరు నేర్చుకుంటున్నారో అది ఎక్కడ ఫిట్ అవుతుందో అన్న క్లారిటీ ఉంటుంది. విత్ దట్ క్లారిటీ యూ కెన్ ఫోకస్ ఓకే आई एम डूइंग दिस फॉर दिस पर्पस. सो एक कंपनी में सेल्स कैसा फ्लो हो रहा है अगर आपको समझ में है तो जो भी एप्लीकेशन मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ यहाँ पे वो किस वास्ते बना रहे आपको एक क्लैरिटी मिलेगा. सो उस क्लैरिटी को बेस बनाते हुए आप आराम से easily you can get into the flow of why we are making, how we are making, where it works. So now you understood about the goal of the program. Tomorrow you'll be understanding the landscape of the sales hierarchy because we play a customer role in our day-to-day common life. So when we have been to a store to buy some car, so buy a mobile, buy a laptop, buy a shirt, or even a groceries when you go, from where the interaction starts, where it ends, how many departments participate, and how it works. When you have a clarity on the board with a comparative statement of those clarity, when I connect to the applications in SAP, then you'll get a focus attentive. Yes, I need to make this. To make this, I want to understand this. So that is what is the next focus of tomorrow. And then upcoming, slowly I'll teach you how to log into SAP system and we'll understand each and every application in SAP as a concept, as a scenario, as a case study. Then we start making that for the example company, what we're going to start. I'm going to draft the hierarchy. I'm going to draft the scenario on the board with some comparative statements, and that we're going to see in the system how to do. So everything as a scenario, following the scenario in terms of customizing. So when you are habitual in working in this, tomorrow when you join a project, you understand the client requirement of the scenario, you analyze that requirement of the scenario, you customize that in a SAP system. Simple and straight. So how effectively you are taking up this training program, how seriously you're taking up this training program, that gives you a final output in terms of job. So my 1 hour session will keeps you occupied not less than 3 to 4 hours. Today it is just an interaction, you're seeing what's going around kind of, fine. But when the actual process starts up in a day or two, you'll have loads of work to be, because I'll be giving assignments also. One day you may skip, 2 day you may skip, but third day you yourself will get involved in doing it. And one point, everybody is working here, and somebody may not be working, may be involved in some business, or because it is a professionally organized, flow, and everybody may not get time to do simultaneously along with me, and it is highly impossible traveling along with me. So that's the purpose of sharing the recording every day. Make sure you attend the class regularly and understand what's going around. As how time comes up, pick up one recording and start practicing. When you start up, the recording is based for you to go back and check. There itself you'll be get it the clarity about your doubt. Still not, I'm there to help you out. Don't worry. I'm going to share my Skype contact where I'll be online all the time. If I'm free, I'll be addressing your doubt immediately. If not, I'll be knowing what is your doubt at the end of the class. I can tell you. And I'll ping this recording link every day on Skype. You can click over there and download from there and start working on it. So everybody do talk to the organizer, get you focused, take the server access first point, and get your system ready for access for practicality. And do collect my Skype ID once you're confirmed, enrolled with the organizer. He will be sharing the Skype ID of mine. Then you will be in my contact. Okay, so do join everybody with the same link tomorrow. Having any doubts, make a note. We can discuss that in coming sessions after you go through it. Okay, so thank you all. Thanks for your participation and hope I see everybody in tomorrow's session. Good night and good day. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you.